Greetings, I'm Rob Chappers.
And I'm the captain.
And welcome to Danger Things here at Andertons.
Stranger things, danger things, manger things. Who knows, depending on...
Manger Things is in December.
Yeah, well, this video could be December. I have no idea.
That's going to have to be a rolling meme now. Manger Things
Manger
is for
things.
Christmas. What could Easter be?
Granger things? I don't really know.
Can you help us out? YouTube?
Anyway,
what have we got here?
Well,
it's high performance.
High performance, baby. So 2018, I know it's 2017, but it's 2018 in Gibson land. And you may have watched the series of release videos that we did for the regular lineup, from the sort of, faded studios and stuff like that through to the Les Paul Standard. And for 2018, Gibson have listened to your constructive criticism and feedback about when and where it's appropriate to use high-performance technology, and have decided this year...
And it's in the skull membranes of every human being.
It is. This year they've decided that really based on the sort of popularity of previous models, they're going to do a Les Paul Standard with high-performance technology. So you've got a regular Les Paul Standard, which we videoed before, and you now have this fine-looking beast, and an SG Standard as a high-performance model. Should we start with the sort of, the specification of the Les Paul, monsieur?
Yes. So, actually, there is one thing I wanted to ask you as a question.
Do it.
Mr. Captain Lee, if you wouldn't mind. Apparently, these frets are cryogenically tested. Now,
Yes.
the only thing I know about cryogenics is, of course, our dear friend Han Solo, when he was cryogenically frozen.
Yes.
And then sold to Boba Fett.
Or Walt Disney, apparently.
Yes. But what does it mean, cryogenically?
The cryogenic process is a process, if I remember rightly, of very slowly reducing the temperature of this metal alloy to hundreds of degrees below freezing, and then very quickly bringing it back up to room temperature.
You mean they ship it to Denmark and then...
It's obviously done, and the purpose is to make the alloy harder. So that's
I'll be cryogenically freezing parts of myself later on this evening.
so basically that's what, and I must admit, metal has been, I do remember Dean Markley back in the 80s, I think it was the 80s, maybe in the
cryogenic
90s,
strings that Steve Vai used to use.
Strings.
Yeah.
So it's not a totally new thing. I think it's a fairly accepted process to make metal harder than it would be.
Right, wood. Talking of wood.
Talk of wood.
This is rosewood. Did you know that?
I did know that, yes.
Be careful, for some rosewood can be haunted, as we found out recently with my friend Rob Scanlon. It's a million A flamey maple flame top. It's so flamey.
It's pretty flamey. It should be the most flamey that you can get on a Les Paul.
It is, and you've got to be careful. If you look at this guitar from too far away, it just looks like
Does it burn your
black.
retina?
No, it just looks black.
Oh, I see.
Whereas if you get closer up, you suddenly see the flame and the blue in between.
There's loads of different colours as well. That's the other thing on. So what they've done now is they've kind of separated the traditional spec guitars have traditional colours, and the high performance guitars have much more contemporary colours.
Which I really enjoy.
Yeah.
It's got these interesting silver top hat things. They all do a thing. Let me show you what they do. So volumes, tones, you all know that. But then if you pull your volumes, it gives you the coil split. It's a nice, by the way, it's a really
Chunky,
nice smooth action on that pull. You know when you get a great pen and you're like, oh, it feels really good. I'm just going to sit here in my office. And
Parker, is that a good pen, or are you going Mont Blanc?
I haven't actually used a pen in years, but I remember when I had a real job that I used to sit at my office desk and go...
You haven't used a pen? How have you written things, or do you just have crayons?
I don't write anymore. I speak into my phone. Well, if I had crayons, I'd be really happy.
Here's where Siri can go wrong. Pete Honore the other day.
When Siri goes right.
He texted me, a text message he's presumably written using Siri, asking me if I was interested in doing a Captain Meats with mayonnaise potato. So there you are.
Wait. Mayonnaise potato. Is it Male's guitars?
No, it's nothing to do. It's a person. It's a human being.
Oh my god, this is really exciting. This is a great idea for a new game show. Mayonnaise potato, and it's in Pete's accent as well. So I've got to. Oh my god, mayonnaise potato, mayonnaise potato.
Is he sort of like gay Californian now? Is that?
I don't know, but that's how he sounds. So it was a perfect impression. Who was it?
Mateus Asato.
Oh, Mateus Asato.
I know.
Oh, that's so good.
Although that's a great idea for a show, which is basically we just Siri speak names. I guess the more exotic the name is,
and then you got to guess who it is.
Well, and then I just show you what Siri's thought it was, and you have to guess what it is.
Or speak a rig and then go and guess what the rig was and get it.
Well,
Sorry, I didn't finish.
You didn't.
Before I so rudely interrupted myself. Volumes and tones. The volumes, if you pull the no cold tap to split. This one does the Peter Green thing, so it flip, reverse the polarity of the magnet system,
rewind,
so that you can go into. You know what Star Trek do, so I can't do Star Trek things.
No, you're right, but you can do it anyway. Go on. What would you have gone into?
Just some kind of dilithium crystal speaker, and then I would have gone.
I would have known what that was. I'm old school Star Trek. I would have known what that was, but anything kind of probably Deep Space Nine and onwards.
Evilebni Snorokinu. That's not Klingon. It's just I believe in unicorns backwards. Evilebni Snorokinu. And then this one is the inside-outside coils.
Oh, so you don't have the blow switch thing anymore? They've got rid of that. So what is that one? If you're on
Peter Greeny, inside-outside.
So if you're on the in-between position, you're either these two or those two.
Agreements
that you've got.
It's presuming you've got this tapped.
Crikey! So you've literally got to have everything out and for that one to work.
Best way. And then you've got three things here, as per the normage. And interestingly, new system for attaching the humbuckers. I think it's a really, really interesting way
Innovation Station.
Interesting way of resolving having lots of space around the pickups.
Yeah.
Because it's really neatly in there. And, controversially, if you push the pickup, that happens.
But we were sort of saying earlier on, I don't know under what circumstance you'd do that, but
I
quite like, I've got to be honest with you, I've sort of, it's one of those things that until somebody addresses it and does it differently, I didn't realise that I didn't really like the routed out kind of dog ear kind of cavity that you have to have. So if you look on a guitar that doesn't have pickup rings, which has been being done since the 70s, and Van Halen was a huge advocate of not mounting pickups to the pickup rings. He wanted it mounted direct to the body because he thought it sounded better. Though of course that can't possibly make any difference whatsoever. Science
what would
says.
he know?
But obviously what you have to do is cut sort of hole in the wood so that the pickup can screw into something and have a spring underneath the screw. And anyway, you know what I mean, don't you? But yeah, so Gibson have kind of gone, well, what if we tried to do it differently so it looked a bit neater?
Why don't we do it from the back?
Do it from the back. There we go. So yes, I quite like that. It's kind of cool, isn't it?
I like the titanium nut.
Titanium!
That ain't going anywhere. That ain't going anywhere.
So what's the point of a adjustable nut?
Well, I was going to take a step back and say why titanium, but obviously if you're using your magic tuners all day long, they don't need to do anything really because
you're in tune.
It's already in tune, yeah.
Oh, there we go, there's one.
It was just checking it for me. Hi Siri, please find me directions to the nearest coffee shop. That's next year's. Sorry, I've jumped the gun there.
Imagine that. Imagine Siri built-in tuning.
Oh yeah,
hey,
it's going to happen.
Siri, drop D, please, thank you.
No, really, that's going to happen.
It's absolutely going to happen.
It's going to be a Chapman innovation. Yeah,
Yeah.
We're going to bring that out. Just you wait and see. If you're going to be going across the nut all day long, you're going to wear through it. That ain't going to wear through. They make aircrafts from that stuff, Lee.
I do, and I think if I remember rightly, on the original zero nut kind of adjustable nut stuff that Gibson did, where it was brass, they did, in fairness. if you ever found that the brass was wearing down, which if you use your guitar a lot, it probably was, they were certainly offering free replacement titanium nuts.
I'm sure Gibson are really happy that you brought that up.
Well, they were, but yeah. So everything I think from 2016 and onwards with HP has had.
Someone in some office somewhere is going to go, "Oh, Lee!"
What was the?
And they're going to have
song?
to rummage through their drawers and find 3 more nuts to post off to John Thomas from Tender Lane,
Well,
Eddington.
it's got to be done. It's got to be done.
Little adjustment poles so that you can have the nut higher or lower.
Wow.
One or the other.
One or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And slide and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I guess, it's all very much, the height of the nut is a real feel thing. Some people like it a little bit higher, some people like it a little bit lower. But now it's ever, on an old school guitar where you had a bone or a synthetic bone kind of nut, it was take the nut out, bit of sandpaper or a file.
Yeah. Oh my God, so many years I've done that.
Now you just get your little Allen key and...
Yeah, because also, say for example, you're using, I don't know, 12 to 56 or something, and you want to, I don't use 12 to 50, I use 10 to 52, but if you and suddenly you got a bit more thick string and you want to...
I wonder if there is an issue if you go really, really thick on the bottom E string, 'cause there's not a lot of space on that bottom E nut, is there, to go crazy thick?
Well, you could just file it out with the titanium file. That's what I do.
Is that even possible? Can you file titanium? I don't know. I guess you probably
Anything's
can.
possible if you just believe enough.
Anything's possible if you believe enough. So, what else you got on your shindiggy axe?
I actually don't know about these pickups, but let me just look at the description down here and I'll tell you about it.
I can tell you that you've got ultra modern weight relief.
Okay. Oh, I'm feeling that. It's a modern kind of weight relief.
It's modern, yeah. It doesn't feel like vintage weight relief. It's modern weight relief. It basically means that the most of the inside of that guitar has been scooped out like an empty yogurt pot.
Yeah. That's amazing. I can't read what the pickups are.
I'll tell you what the pickups are, old blind bat in the corner there. It is a bridge pickup Lead Pro.
I'm such a blind bat. Lead Pro Plus, I think you'll find there, Lee.
Oh, I say, sorry.
It's the one with the extra caffeine
it's a Rhythm
in it, so
Pro.
that you stay awake when you're playing.
It's a Rhythm Pro and a Lead Pro Plus. I've never even heard of those before on Gibson guitars.
I was more interested in what kind of magnet, whether it's ferrous or whether it's
one of those
ceramic.
ones where you hold it near other metals that
and
the
then
metal
it
comes
attracts the
towards
metal
it.
to
Yeah,
it, like this.
Yeah, I don't. Do you know what? There we go. What is the what would a better than telling them what it is? Why don't you just play some nice
really
clean
good idea.
tones?
I'm really enjoying how this video is going.
So am I.
It's got that kind of homely feel.
What, that unprofessional, no idea, unrehearsed?
No, it's fun. Let's start with the D chord. Does all of those different sounds?
There's a lot. Can we get a close up maybe at the description on the back?
As long as it's upside down.
That's a problem.
Flip the image, Diz.
So if you can get close up on there, that's what all of the controls do. And then inside the cavity, the filmer cavity, there are some little micro dip switch things that, well, you've just seen what they do, but they enable you to change these sort of things like capacitance and sort of resistance levels of going on in here. And mine does things like, oh, I see. Hey, diggity. Do you know what? On this one here, does yours allow you to tap or split?
Yes.
Wow. So the great debate of is tapping or splitting better? can finally be proven if you own one of these, because you can tap pickups or split them depending on how you set the dip switch.
Yeah, the inside switcheroos.
And then you've got things like high pass filters for the neck and bridge pickups.
To be fair, you could probably make it sound like anything you wanted to make it sound like if you had enough time inside to tweak and then play.
Could you transiently suppress your sound? That sounds like something that you would do in like a film, like Scanners. Do you remember?
It's the kind of thing Dr. Steele would do.
Oh yes.
Hail to the Dr. Steele army.
Dr. Strange?
Anyone fan of Dr. Steele? Who's Dr. Steele?
Yeah.
Only the greatest and most amazing leader of our time.
What, David Steele, the leader of the Liberal Democratic Party?
No, Dr. Steele.
No. In the 1980s. I don't think he was.
Dr. Steele is the leader of the robot army.
In what film was that then?
He's a clockwork, incredible genius.
Fair enough.
And I'll have to show Lee some Dr. Steele later on.
So, there's Rob's guitar.
Is it mine?
There was I mentioned before, it came in some really cool colours, and if Rory hasn't already put those on the screen, I'm sure they'll be on the screen now. I like it. The binding is a bright white, which is different, I think, on the regular Les Pauls, where it's a sort of has that slightly yellowed look to make it look aged. So the binding it's really interesting, kind of much brighter contrast. Show them the all-access neck joint. So again, very different to a regular Les Paul. Do you have the slightly wider fretboard on the? I think you do. I think you have the slightly wider fretboard and the asymmetrical.
I'm really enjoying the asymmetric
taper.
feel of it. I'm not sure. Yeah, it is asymmetric feel. The eagle-eyed amongst you may have noticed what I think is one of Gibson's greatest innovations thus far. The case with wheels. It's a case with wheels.
And this is a hot topic at the moment, as several major airlines have now just basically said you can no longer take your guitar as hand luggage onto an aeroplane unless you buy it a seat.
Yeah.
And then, of course, so what they ask you to do is give it to their luggage handling department, who, as we know, will lovingly take care.
Soft white gloves.
Yeah.
And they take
like
three of them.
beds.
Three of them. There'll be another one at the end.
Yeah.
And they'll very gently, and they sing at the same time.
They do.
I wish you a Merry Christmas. And then they drop it.
And they absolutely, you've never ever seen an image of an aircraft luggage handler just lobbing your prized possession.
But it's too heavy to pick up, but there's a handle that end and there's wheels that
end. So yeah,
end.
check this out. Look, what they've done is these are, you can only get these cases with the HP series, or you can buy them separately, but they're like crazy money, like £500 or £600. But they are just about probably as as heavy duty protection wise as you can possibly get. And as Rob said, they're blooming heavy.
You're not getting this case to be an easy, portable, fun, let's go for a gig case. You're getting this case so the time doesn't die.
So they put wheels on the bottom and a nice handle on the top so that you can just sort of wheel it around wherever you want to go. So
you know
that's
what else
really
you can
kind of
put
cool.
in that case, Lee? Anything you wanted, because it's hollow.
Shall I tell them about this guitar?
Do it.
So it's got a lot of the sort of HP features from the Les Paul, not quite as many. So for example, we just have the a slim taper neck. It's not an asymmetrical carve, but we do have the slightly slimmer, sort of slimmer and more ergonomic neck joint. Again, it's not as flush as the Les Paul. I wonder if that's just because the body's too thin to do it. We've got G-Force.
Just about something. Sorry to interrupt you, Lee. I know I do that a lot. Apparently, according to YouTube, we interrupt each other a lot. I don't know why. I think it's because we're excited.
Couple, basically.
We are a married couple. Without one important element, we don't buy each other slippers. This guitar is staying where it's put, and this is a slippery strap. I'm just interested in that placement.
Yep. So the
can we
strap button is in a different place.
Can we check it?
Yeah, of course. We've got a flame top on this SG, which of course you wouldn't normally have on an SG. These are not as flamey as are on the Les Pauls. I wonder if that's sort of intentional to maybe make the SG still look a little bit more raw, a little less blingy.
I think they just don't care about the SG as much. That's probably what it comes down to.
Brutal, I think they do.
I'm just kidding.
We've got classic 57 pickups on here.
Sorry, you know what? Actually, it's well flamey. It's just one of those flames that disappears at certain angles. From here...
It's really difficult to do this.
No, put it in a playing position and then stand up. There you go.
Ready? No, it's going to flop. I know it is.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but it's because that's how you would... This is literally how, when you see Malcolm Young, I know Malcolm Young doesn't play SGs, but that's how he stands, isn't it? He doesn't play like this. He plays like this.
No, he actually plays the other way.
Huh? He plays like this?
He plays like that.
No, whenever I've seen him, he plays like this.
Okay.
But whatever.
No, I was interested. No, that flame is really flamey, but it depends on the angle. If you turn it, it pops out because it's actual flame and not paint.
Ah!
See what I mean?
I don't know, I can't tell.
It's like a Halloween Fright Night.
What else is good on the SG? So I have coil taps which can be changed to splits by the internal things, but my tone controls don't do anything other than control the tone. Well, shall I give him my tones?
Do it, bro.
Because yours wasn't that clean, was it really? And you always get told off for not having clean tones.
Do you
know what I'm going to do? I'm going to press the button on the back. It's magic.
I mean, in all fairness, it's like having a tuning pedal on the floor, but then it also has a hand that comes out and does it all for you.
It's just one of those things. It's like, I think the longer this, the longer this goes on and the more, ergonomic and slimline it becomes, the more everyone will just go, it's just a great idea.
Wow.
This sounds great. This is an Egnater Tweaker, for those of you that can't see, just a little 15-watt head, which I'm liking a lot, especially when I engage this plimsoll pedal on the floor and it does this.
Do you know what, today I think was the most you have sounded like Joe Satriani, especially when you used that wah and you used the delay and the plimsoll. Do a little blues lick. That really does sound like Joe Satriani.
Well, thank you so much.
Does that feel like £1,300 less than this?
Is that how much? Is that a big price difference? Is there?
Yeah.
Wowzers!
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think you are right.
I'm right.
So there's two ways of looking at this. They are both £500 more than the standard version.
Right.
So in fairness, then the standard version is also that price difference. So an HP Les Paul in one of the many beautiful colours that you can buy is $2,999 with this included.
They both come with a case?
Yep, they both come with a case like this.
All I mean is, just from a practical point of view, what's the difference in the two guitars that makes that £1,300 cheaper?
Yeah, no,
'cause that's a great
do you know
guitar.
What? That is a good shout, and absolutely nothing.
I only ask because they will ask.
No, but the SG has always been about half the price of a Les Paul standard. You know, going back as long as I can personally remember. So, and it's a good shout. You know, I mean, in terms of construction, obviously the Les Paul is a sort of a sandwich of materials with a carve on it, a body carve on it, and normally speaking, the SG wouldn't have a flame top. But it is. There's definitely an element that goes.
Other than the binding on the body.
Other than the binding, the neck
can't
carve,
think of...
the extra materials, the more switching, the roads, the hospitals, and the aqueducts. I mean, really, what is the difference?
What else have Gibson done for us?
Between... No, it's a good shout.
Can I have a little chop on that one? Because I must admit, it looks well sexy. It's important that we say, these tracks you're about to hear are not available yet. They're on the next Peter Hamore CD.
Well, they might be available now, depending on how many months in the future you're watching this video. But I suspect, you know, sometime around about December 2017 is when these tracks will be available. There is another, if you like this, there is an album of backing tracks already available from Peter Honore, which you can find if you go to your favorite, you know, music download site and search for Andertons TV Jams, Guitar Jams.
Also, if you didn't realize, Peter Honore teaches guitar via Skype sometimes.
He does.
Hit him up.
Hit him up.
Side his head.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching the Andertons Guitar YouTube channel. If you're a drummer or a keyboard player or interested in music technology, you might find one of our other channels interesting, and I'll put details of those in the description below. If you want to find out more about the products we've just featured, please click here. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt like this, please click here. If you want to watch another video on our guitar channel, click down here. And to subscribe to our guitar channel, click here. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.